Hotep Senuhena Senuti Tiren Ishakandugu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. I want to check the sound. Bear with me. Give me a few seconds. I want to check the sound. Bear with me. Hold on, be right back. Okay. So sometimes you tend to forget to remind people that they have an opportunity to learn the Medu Neter. Where was the comment? Was it on that video? Oh yeah, it was the one about Shekanta Diop. How come I don't see it now? Okay, let me see what it was then. Oh, maybe it was removed. But anyway, I've received an email because someone left a comment, actually two comments. One saying, I want to learn, and the other one saying, I emailed you. And I received the email and I replied. I presume it was used, not the same username, but sometimes people's username is not the same as their name on the email address. So for those who don't know, indeed, I'm giving Medu Neter classes. And it's 10 hours. Sorry, 10 hours. It's $10 for an hour class. And I'm looking for groups of 5. So if you happen to know some people interested, and let them know. We can start in September. You can pick any day of the week that suits you. And it will be at, this same time right now. It will be 4 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. New York time, which is 9 p.m. England time. And what is the other thing? What is the other thing I wanted to say? If we have 5 people for one particular time slot, let's say, for example, Monday, and then we can start before September if everybody's ready and available, So that's why I kept saying, no matter which day you choose, make sure that you are available to start earlier than September. But I might stop saying September anyway, because some people will be like, yeah, I'll be ready in September, I'll do it, and then, nothing happens. We have a few thousand Kemetic soldiers online, part of the so-called conscious community. All you have to do is to look at the live streams of different people, different channels, and you will see all the messages, all the usernames. all the greetings with those Kemetic words. But when it's time to learn the Medu Neter, it's never really the same. And some people like to wait and see what other people do. So if you are motivated, don't wait for the trend. Don't wait for other people to start making a move. Make your move now. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage. So we can take from where we left off. We can continue from where we left off. Bear with me. So that was the timeline of Kemet. Here we have a map of ancient Egypt. Now I don't know how well it will show once I zoom in, but it's not so great, is it? Well, we can still distinguish. Size right here. Alexandria is all the way there at the top. Okay. We have Avaris here, which was a capital, for lack of a better word, of the Hyksos or Hegahasut. Here we have Heliopolis, and here we have Giza. That's where the pyramids are, the Great Pyramids, that is. We have Mennefer or Memphis. We have Saqqara. And further down, we do have Abydos here, or Abju. We have Dendera here. We have Karnak here, formerly known as Waset. The Greeks called it Thebes. And if we go down, we have Edfu here, Komombo, Elephantine, and this is the area known as Aswan, which means that Abu Simbel will be a little bit down. There it is. Abu Simbel, right there. And here, the area known as Nubia today. So it starts after the second cataract. And just below the third cataract, we have Kerma. And Meroe is there. And here we have Napata. Now, what is it again? Kustul incense burner. I was wondering if it was in Louvre Museum, but no, that's the one. That's about the same time period, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is between 3300 and 3200 BC. This is 5,000 years old. Now, this is the dagger. This is the Gebel El Arak dagger. And it comes from the south of Abydos. It's the handle is made of ivory, and they say that it's from the tooth of a hippopotamus. We have some pottery here. This one I think is very ancient as well. Oh, no date. Well, it's a palette celebrating a victory. The king is represented under the shape of a bull, and he's overthrowing the enemy. Now, here, this is the date between 3600 and 3200 BC. So this is 5,000 years old. We don't have any date for the woman, but for the man, it's from the Nagada I period. More pottery. And what you see inside those vases or pots is from the era Nagada II, between 3500 and 3200 BC. You see how nice it looks? Dang. Now you surely recognize Heru on top of the Serech, and we have the cobra. This is the Serpent King from 3000 BC, first dynasty. It was found in the tomb of the Serpent King in Abydos, made of limestone, and you have the reference here. So this artifact here is 5,000 years old. You realize 3,000 BC or year. This is a stela of Nitua and Nitneb. I'm thinking that we might have had some artifacts from those two people, or maybe it was actually no. That book they mainly have artifacts from the British Museum. Those two names ring a bell to me. So this is around 27 BC, 2700 BC, 2700 BC. This is 4,700 years old. The two ladies are seated in front of tables full of offering. The reference is at the bottom right corner. Now, once again here, we have the glyph for Hut or Het, depending how you want to pronounce it, and we have the Ankh inside. Um, that's a superior room in the Louvre Museum, and you have a lot of very ancient artifacts over there. That's a close-up of the glyph I just told you about, or combination of two glyphs I told you about. So this was the entry of the tomb of the chief of the works called Aket A, around 2600 BC. Question mark? They're not really sure. Found in the cemetery of Saqqara. This is a fragment of the statue of a man from the third dynasty between 2700 and 2620 BC. Now, this was initially on some wall. It is still from the third dynasty between 2700 and 2600 BC. As a matter of fact, some similar tires are on the underground rooms of the funerary complex of the king Djoser in Saqqara, following a tradition that goes back to the first two dynasties. Now we can see the king with the white crown. And we are told that we have the god Heru or Horus giving an embrace to the king Kahejet. The car might be there. Oh, yes, here. The triangle, that's the heel. And I cannot tell what we have here. So this is between 27 and 2620 BC. I'm wondering if that's the priest Ankh. It is. The priest of Horus called Ankh. Same date, 2700 and 2600 BC. Now here's just there are different tools here, and you see the date between 200,000 and 4,000 BC. Some people considered that the world was created 6,000 years ago. Now here you do have those statues that have lost their coloring, but you can still see traces of the initial coloring. For example, here around the eyes, you can see the green eye paint, even on this gentleman here. So we have the lady called Nessa from the third dynasty. I think she is mentioned actually in that book that I finished yesterday. That book that I quoted for the I6 glyph, the Kem glyph, and just like Sheikh Anta Diop said, they also describe the I6 glyph as some charcoal, contrary to most Egyptologists who describe it as some crocodile foot or crocodile scale. Um, Going towards the end of the book, I have a feeling that she is mentioned in the other two names earlier. Well, there's no writing anyway, so maybe it wasn't that, but that rings a bell to me. So the Lady Nessa from Third Dynasty between 2700 and 2600 BC. Then we have the two statues of Sepa, same date. And we have Ymir Perhej. At the bottom, we have foodstuff. This is the funerary meal of the chief of the treasury called Nefer. Where is his? Okay. Well, here we have Nefer, but I don't know why we have the determinative of the child. Um, this comes from his mastaba in Giza around 2550 BC. You can just about see the coloring here, so you can tell that it has faded as well. Even around the arm, see here as well. This is the Prince Rahotep around 2600 BC, early 4th dynasty, and he was found in his tomb in Meidum. And they even tell us limestone previously painted. That's literally what it says. Or formerly painted. Autrefois peint. This is a princess. Those who know the Medu Neter can see Satnesu. Then we have Neferet and I think it's Yabet, but we will see. We will see. Well, Neferet Yabet indeed. Not Abed, but Yabet. So she is seated in front of her meal. It is during the reign of Cheops, as the Greeks call him, or Khufu, between 2590 and 2565 BC, fourth dynasty, and it was found in the cemetery in Giza. We are told that this stele which was in the chapel of the tomb in Giza, made sure that through magic, the deceased, that's the female, of course, will have eternal feeding, and she is related to the king Cheops. Now, this is on wood. We don't see that very often. Now, we have the biliteral su, which most of the time is used as an abbreviation for Nesu. Then we have Rech. Then we have Mer with the phonetic complement. And then we have Ib with the phonetic complement as well. So if we look at the description, the culture, Merib. You might have a different name in English for culture. Fourth dynasty, question mark, between 2620 and 2500 BC, made of acacia wood. This is most likely a couple. It looks like they are holding hands. Maybe not actually. He might have been holding a scepter or something, because I think the lady's hand is like towards the back. We have a little bit of Medu here, but it's not very, very clear. So I presume that statue has lost coloring as well. We can kind of see here a little bit, here and here, but we don't see so as obvious as for the other statues. But here, actually, around the shoulder area, and a little, yes, we can see here, here, here. All right. And it looks like we have some remnants of the black paint for the hair, but anyway. Here's the diplomat Ka Nefer with his wife during the reign of Cheops, maybe between 2590 and 2565 BC. Well, here we can clearly see that the color has faded away. We can see here. Brothers and sisters, take advantage, because once again, if there's no participation, I will cut it short, after about an hour, maybe less. I've been live streaming for 24 minutes already. There's no comments, no participation. So suit yourself, don't feel like you have to. It's only if you are interested. Now we can also see around the feet that the color has faded away. Now, this is most likely their child. I cannot tell if it's a male or a female. So it is their sun between 2620 and 2500 BC. We don't have any names now. Which one is that one? There was three, right? This one here is the Amiral Chenti between 2600 and 2500 BC. Here as well, we can see the color has faded clearly around here, the shoulders, the neck, the torso, the hand here, you can see. It's even darker than here. We can see like, two different shades. You see here, and compare with the hand, the fingers, and even the knees, the top of the knees, and more towards the bottom of the knees, the shade is lighter, you see. But on the artifact there, we can see that it was, most likely this initial dark brown coloring that was covering the artifact. Is the chief of the butchers, Medu Neter. Same date. Now here we have this seated person with the position of the scribe. The Medu looks very clear here. So we have Sa Nesut, Heb Net F. Here we have Set Kat. Here we have Repa, so it must be some sort of local prince. Here we have Duat. And at the bottom, Sa Nesut, Semsu, and Het F, Semerwatia, Net F, Set K. Oh no, here it wasn't Set Kat, it was Set K, because here it's read from right to left, but at the bottom it's read from, well, it's the same, it's read from right to left as well. So if we look at the description, we should see that his name is Setka. Indeed, the prince, Setka, son of the king Didufri, represented in the attitude of the scribe. Now that one hasn't lost much coloring. I want to get something to drink. Let me get back. Give me a few seconds. That's why sometimes I avoid putting titles like, who wants to learn the Medu Neter? Well, I didn't even spell it correctly. Let me fix that mistake. Typed it too quickly. Because whenever I put titles like that, stop popping. Some people wait for 2035 to start learning the Medu Neter. But they are Kemetic though. They are Kemetic warriors. Now, we have Mer Sesh and Nesut. Search Nesut again. Semer. In Arabic, we have the name Samir. We have the same consonants. It has the same meaning. I'm not claiming they are related. It's a similarity. Emir is. Hem neçer nesu. Her. Her. Or heru. Imiti. I don't know what this stands for. It's probably a determinative. It's funny because it's so roundish at the top. Usually it's more pointy. A little bit more, it's not completely pointy. Not really like a triangle, but anyway. I have Hemnitzer again. Neb. Imak. Her. Nitzer A. Emir. Perhej. So, did I miss his name? Well, this looks like the plow. This might be the water canal, and we have the R and the double relief, so that has to be his name here. He is the chief scribe of the royal archives around 2550 BC. Now, for those who don't know, when I'm live streaming, no matter what the topic you see, you can just participate about any subject of your choice. It's been about half an hour now. Yeah, half an hour, no participation. Now, you see, we have the plow, the mouth, the water canal, and the double relief. So that spells his name here. So, well, it's really the same here. Emir, Sesh, Nesu, Emir Perhej, Semer. All this is obviously food stuff. And we can still see that the color has faded a little bit, but we kind of have more of the coloring than the parts where it has faded. And even around the hair, it has started to fade heavily. This reminds me about the second book cover of Janice Cameron. I have the first book cover. Now, we have Hotep Dinesu in Pu. Then we have Kareset, F. Nefer, M. Herit Necher, Semer, Wati, Heb, EU. And then we have Hotep Dinesu, Usir, Peret Heru. Wow, it's funny. See, this one looks like the Nefer glyph, but like very, very, very short. but it's probably a recipient. Usually that's what we have. But that looks to me like the loaf of bread, and I'm sure this is some kind of pot or vase, some sort of recipient for some liquid. Um, okay. Now, this teller belongs to EU. And if you heard me reading after Heb, you can go back. I said EU. And then we have the U again. Do I have a close up? No, no close up for this one. This one is different, isn't it? Yes, different. So we might not read from here because it's not so clear. The next one looks better. Um, so we have Teb Ju F, Imi Ut Neb, Tajeser, Karaset. Apparently Karaset S, then Imaket, then Sat. It looks like the glyph for neat. So if we have the description, it might be Sat neat. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, no, I don't have the description. Okay. Here we have Sa F, Mary F. Whoa. Well, this is probably the hand, not the arm, because if it was the arm, we would not just have the forearm. Uh, it's probably the longest hand I've ever seen. I mean, it's the hand with the forearm, really. Normally, we only have the hand, not the forearm. So I would read this as, oh, okay, it looks like Desher or Desheret. Actually, either they wrote it without the loaf of bread or it's Desheri. We'll see if there's a description. Then we have Hemet F, Meret F, uh, Nesut, Rechet, Het Heru, um, Hemnecher. This bird here, I think, stands for Ak, Aleph K. We have the Nu here. Well, it's either Nu or In. It's the vase, the pot. Then we have Ma'a, and we have Sat F Me. Oh, well, it doesn't look like a water canal, but I will read that as Meret F. Then we have Imaket. Then we have Hen. Oh, Henut. That might be her name, Henut. Let's see. They're telling us that it's Dehu with his family. I don't see his name right here. Oh, there is his name. Here, Dehu. That's a so-called sieve of placenta, the H sound. Now, we have the Shen with Neferkara. We have a case of honorific inversion or honorific transposition. And the other Chenu here spells Pepi. That's very simple here for those who study the uniliterals, for those who just start easy, the uniliterals is a great way to start, you know. And sometimes you can find names like that, very famous names. See? Well, if there's no participation, I might go another 40 minutes. I'm sorry, 20 minutes because it's been 40 minutes already. Now we have Hotep Dinesu, Usir, Khenet Imentiu, Abju, don't know what we have here. Then we have N, Imaku, Rech, Necher A, I think it's Khemet Biti, Semer Watia, Hem, Ur, as you can see, it's damaged here. But we have probably Mesut. Then we have Inputep Ju F, Imi Ut. We have ut that appears sometimes. Sometimes we have some other determinative, but here we have the newt. So if we have the newt, it's supposed to be a place. So then we have nebtat jeser. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So we have the governor of the domain Hemur with his between his wife and his son around 2100 BC. uh it almost looks grotesque here. We can clearly see the coloring fading away. There's an exchange of that recipient. Oh, actually, we have the wife behind. Now, here we have Ren F. Ankh. So that individual's name is Ankh. And here we have Hotep Dinesut. Well, and that's something. Okay, here is damaged, but that has to be the eye because we have the throne there. So it looks like Hotep Dinesu Husir Neb, and anyway, Neb Jedu, or, that's usually Usir. Believe it or not, but this is the hand. So Hotep Dinesu Usir Neb Jedu, Necher A Neb Abju. There it's going to be too difficult to read because it's very damaged here. It's very damaged here. I don't know if the lady is called Eat. We will see. Hopefully there's a description. No, unfortunately. Now here we can clearly see the dark brown color, and around the face it has faded away. Here as well, there and here we can see how the color has faded away. You see, ultimately, that's how it looks like at the end. Before it looks like this. Then here we have the transition. And here, that's before the transition, you see? So we go from the dark brown here to the light brown to the color almost disappearing, and then when the color has completely disappeared. And it's not only around the man and the woman, if that's a man and a woman, but those two, between, not only around the two individuals themselves, but the actual artifact themselves, the seat at the bottom here, you can see that there was some coloring. Okay, I passed because of the reflection. I don't see the name, but this is a false door that belongs to someone called Nefer Ma'at. Here we can about see Sa'ef, Meri F, Irid. Then I cannot tell what we have. It's quite damaged here. Stela of Hebai, around 2200 BC, found in Saqqara. That one looks very neat. Very neat. Those who know about the Uneditor should be able to read the name on this channel here. Loaf of bread, read leaf. Very easy to read. Now, at the top we have Hotep Dinesu, Inpu Tebju F, Per Hedge T, Henneket. So we see here the recipient. You know, it looks better. Earlier, it kind of looked like the Nefer glyph, but like instead of having that long windpipe, it was just very small. Net Semer Watia EC. You see that? EC. Mind you, the lock of the boat, some say that in the Old Kingdom, the sound was the Z, as you say in America, or the Z, as they say in England. At the bottom, we have Hotep Dinesu, Usir, Per Hedge, Te Henneket, Net Imaku EC. All right. So the name here is actually Teti. Here we have Semer Watia, Nesut. It looks like the Tep here. Then that will be the Heb Ur. I'm not sure there. Okay, let's see the description. Stella, in the shape of a false door of the chief of the treasury, EZ. You see, they put the Z or Z like it was in the Old Kingdom, but ultimately that the sound turned more towards a S sound. Around 2200 BC, we have Mer, Sesh. Now this is Sa, if I'm not mistaken. Now I don't recall if it has another phonetic value. Some glyphs do have more than phonetic value, like the vase of the pot. It stands for in and also for nu. Emnechet Perhej. And then we have EC. Mer Emnechet Hemnecher Emir Perhej EC. Okay, now usually the Sahara will be outside of the Shenu, will be before the Shenu. Will kind of introduce the name of the Nesut, just like we can have Nesut BT. So we have Sahara and then we have Teti at the top. Hotep Di Nesu, Input, Tebju F, Imiut, Nebta Jesser. And here we have Peret Gerut, Te Heneket, Net, Semerwatia, ici, Ren F, Nefer, N, Neb. It looks like the B and the S and the N. So maybe Besen. We'll see what the description says. Then we have Imak, Sunk. Um, is that the Wa? With the loaf of bread? Now I cannot tell what we have here. Then we have Sehej, Sesh, Perhej, and Nebesen. It looks like the name is Nebesen. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's any description. No, it's a stela of Set EB. So where's the name Set EB? I don't see the name Set EB. I pass on this one. Okay. Hotel Dinesu, Inpu, Di Genet Necher. Now I don't know what this is. Per Hedge, Te Heneket, N FM Heb Neb Raneb, Usir Genet Imitiu. It looks like hair. Hotep, D. Is it the Heka scepter? Then looks like Hut, Semerwatia, Hagi. That's the name. I know this artifact. Now, here you can see the dark brown, very dark. Got some food stuff. Here we have Hemet F, Meret F, Meret Ek S. It would be good if they put the name of his wife. And here we have Sat S, Mererit. Okay, let's see. Well, they don't mention the wife, but it's indeed the stela of Hagi, end of the 6th dynasty around 2200 BC, and it will come from the area of Abydos. Hagi is receiving a duck from the hands of his son. You know what? I'll stop there. Stop at that one. And now let's see. All right. It's been 55 minutes. I'll wait another 5 minutes to see if somebody wants to say what's up. If you never hollered before, take this opportunity. I will put an end to the live stream in 5 minutes if there's no participation. So take advantage. But it's a shame, really. It's a shame that we have so many Kemetic people, but so few. Not only so few who knows the Medu Neter, but so few who want to learn it. But it's not an obligation. It's not for everybody. Okay. So good. No participation. Make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell. Stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the nature, I will definitely holler back at you. Hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Neter classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more. I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Medu Neter class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Medu Neter lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had ever. So if you're interested in learning the Medu Neter, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Medu Neter, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neter classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know like our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neter class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.